Hello, Michaela. Welcome. Hello. How are you? Hi, Connie. Welcome. Is the sound good? Let's find it on here. There we go. Yep, we've got sound. Hi, Kimmy. Welcome. Change it to live chat. Right. I noticed that there was nobody on. So I was sat bored and I thought I'd come on and colour for a bit. I've got a long delay. I don't know why I've got a long delay, but hello. Welcome. Strange. It's a very long delay. Right, I'm gonna see if I can do a mouse with just pencils. I'm not used to using just pencils. Hi, Nick and Tina. Welcome. I've always used pastels or watercolour, and I thought I'd give it a try with just coloured pencils. And I've got 4 attempts to mess up, so we'll see how we go. That's alright, Kimmy. Right, I'm going to start by sharpening these because I want a very sharp point, not a strong point. I want a sharp point. About like that. When I can see on screen. That's the sharpness I want. Long and thin. Just make sure there's a point on all of them. There we go. And what, I don't know if you've been on Instagram, but what I've been practicing with today, hello Michaela, what I've been practicing with today is, when I can find it, a grey skin, grey fur should I say. And let me zoom you in a little bit. There we go. That's what I've been practicing today. And as you can see, I do a very light touch. And I build up colour as I'm going. You can still see the way the fur lays, and that's what I'll show you what I've been practicing on other one. Now I need to find it again. There we go. And I've put a link to this book in the description at the bottom. Hello Corolla, welcome. Hi Katie, welcome. The picture up the top, is it distracting? Because I can switch it off. It's son's trying a video within a video, whatever that means. But you get to see my ugly mug. Hi Kate, welcome. Oh, thank you. I haven't even brushed my hair, look. Thank you, Connie. Well, I thought it looks a bit more sociable. I've invited you into my home. Come and colour with me. And I thought, what better way than to see you face to face, so to speak. Right, so if I move this picture just there, and then it's not in the way of the other camera. And I'm going to go with a grey base first. So, how is everybody? And what have you been up to today? Or what you're going to be up to today, because some of you are 8 hours behind me. Right, I'm going to go with a grey base first, just so I've got something to play off and not just white paper. So I've got the pencil on the side and I'm very lightly laying colour down. I'm barely touching the paper, but I don't know if you can see it at this point. It is laying a grey base down. It just distracts from the white. Yeah, that Monday morning feeling, eh, Katie? But if you find some good tunes to to, it whiles the time away, doesn't it? I miss those days of working. I used to work in shop work, in retail, and getting to talk to customers and people you work with. Sometimes you like to have a different conversation. People come in and they start talking to you and asking how your day is and that, and you build up a conversation while they're busy buying what they're buying. For that 10 seconds you feel alive because you're talking to people. Even if they're moaning about price of stock, stuff they're buying, it's still a conversation. I've been to Craft and Chat today at next town over. Monday's my break away from house. I've started needle felting a cat's head while I was there. That was rather interesting, because I'm wanting to make a cat's head and it kept trying to look like one of them grumpy old men off Spitting Image. I don't know if you ever watched that, with Muppets in. Because the thing about felt is it has a mind of its own. It becomes what it wants to become. Right, so I think I've laid enough grey down now. Hi Shara, welcome. How are you, sweetie? I always do that, watch streams and colour at the same time. There's something relaxing about it. It's like a group of people, friends, get together and they colour together, but you're not in the same room. Right, lay some grey down here. And I'm still only going light with edge at pencil. I'm trying not to get it everywhere. And you can still barely see the colour at the minute, but we're building it up. Somebody asked me on a comment recently if I've permanently got a cold because I tend to sniffle a lot, and I haven't. It's a nervous reaction. I do it when I get nervous, or sometimes every time I stop talking. I don't know why I do it. It's just an habit. It's like somebody who's got a twitch and they can't help what they're doing. So I'm awfully sorry. I hope it don't get on your nerves, but when I am conscious of it, I do try not to do it. Well, you can't see no touch screen, can you? There's no colour at all. That's alright, Kate. Right, I'm going to go with the lightest brown I've got. Now, I can't tell you names because they're Castle Art pencils and they've got numbers. So I've just grabbed a selection of browns. I've got a 69, 68, 70 and 116. And the grey I've been using is a 67. So I'm going to take the lightest one, which is 116. And again, using the side of the pencil, I'm just going to lightly stroke the paper. I'm not putting any pressure, I'm just letting the weight of the pencil just hit the paper. And I'm going short and long, and however it hits the paper is how it's going to come out. Imagine stroking a dog or a cat that you've got. You follow in a direction and you're lightly brushing or stroking, however you want to think on it. And that's how I'm building up the colour. And if I stay on the ear and show you all the colour changes, then you get an idea of what I'm doing. So now I'm going to come with the next colour, and it's 69. And again, I'm coming with side up pencil, and where it lands, it's getting a stroke. And sometimes it hits in the gap of what I've done, and sometimes it lays on top of what I've done, but that don't matter. And sometimes I take it up to the end of the ear, and sometimes I stay down the bottom. But again, however it lands, that's how it comes. Because fur's random and the colours in fur is random. So that's how I'm building it up. It's exactly how you do hair on people. So now I'm going with a 70 and it's a shade darker again. And this time I'm not coming to the front, I'm coming to halfway. So I start at the back and again, where it lands and a light stroke. Some long, some short, and just go random. Just to middle, and then I'm stopping and I'm coming back. And then I'm coming with 68, and again this time from the back to a third, and I'm just stroking the colour onto the paper. And I'm not coming up the top this time, I'm staying down the bottom, but I'm adding brown in. And then I'm going to go down the pencils back to 70, in at the back, and this time I've got a little bit more pressure. I'm stopping at the middle, and then I'm going to do short feathers, just little feathery wisps of hair, just to bring this shadow down his head, but very light. And I'm leaving it there, and then I'm going back to 69, and again starting at the back, little deeper pressure and coming up to the top of the ear. And all the time I'm turning the pencil so it's keeping the point for longer. And this time I'm coming shorter and down to the point. And then I'm coming to 116 again, and again at the back, bit of pressure. I'm starting halfway up, I'm not coming from the bottom, I'm coming up here, and I'm doing light strokes, but in a not too hard a pressure, not medium, it's just below medium. And I'm filling gaps up to the edge. And then I'm coming down off the bottom into the top. And now to fill this white area that's across the top, I'm coming from the line and just lightly filling it in with edge at pencil, because I don't want dark strokes like I've got on the build up. I'm just finishing the air off. And it don't matter that I've got white bits showing either, because they're and I don't know if you can see on screen. Kenny, hi, how are you, sweetie? bring you down a little bit with camera. See if you can see it that way. Wait. No, that way. Takes that long to catch up, this camera. Right. Can you see it's very feathery? Go back on. Thank you. I can't tell where picture is on camera yet till it catches up. There we go. Right. Hi Vicky, welcome. Right, can you see the feather of the fur just starting to build up? I'm going to go again with 69. No, I'm not. Sorry, it's 70. And again, I'm going to build up from the base. This time I've got just over medium pressure. Whoops, that were a bit too hard, that. You don't want it that hard. That's what not to do. And then I'm coming with 69. And that gap again. Just over medium pressure. This one I'm bringing down to the corner again, but short strokes. Now coming with the dark one, which is 68. I'm deepening that up a bit, and I'm coming a bit higher this time. I'm stopping there, and then I'm coming again with the 70 and just filling the gaps. So you get red highlights, and you get chocolate highlights, and they all blend together to make a fur. Lightest colour, fill the gap again. And I'm not being methodical, I'm not following a pattern, I'm just dropping random. And that's it, that's building fur up. And take the white and do some highlight off at the top. And it blends the brown in a bit more. And that's it. Hi Tracy, welcome. Hi Beth. Hello. This is the mouse guard, Connie. It's all I've been picking up since it came in post. You know me with I'm hooked. Has anybody been asking me any questions? Because chat's flown and I don't want to miss anything. It's a good book, Tracy. The paper's really good in it. I've done water in it, I've done pastel in it, and now I've done pencil in it. And every paper. What do I use? What, for this picture now, I'm using Castle Art pencils. But mainly I use pastels and Inktense. But I thought I'd try using pencil from scratch and see if my technique with the pastels works with the pencils. And so far, yes. So, right. Now, that one's further away than this one, so this one will be lighter than this. I'll start again with 116. And I'm doing a short stroke, hardly touching the paper. And build it up. The next line up, I'm overlapping. Because if I went like this to not touch that, I'd end up with a white gap, look. And then it's very hard to fill that white gap and get it to look seamless. You end up with a jagged edge. Oh, you like seeing me ugly mug, do you? That's good, Kenny. Right. So I do light strokes like that. And then when I come for the next line, I start just below where I ended. And I'm touching the paper, touching, lifting, touching, lifting. And that's how I'm flicking. Like that. And then I'm coming above it and doing the same again. Overlapping. And then I'm coming up and I'm overlapping again. And I'm going to continue until I get to the toppermost of the ear and just fill the gap. And if you can't do tiny strokes like that, then do a light scribble, because a scribble will still look like a fur. Like that, look. Because you're scribbling in the same direction. So you're still making a fur technique. I'll go back to the bottom where it's lightest and show you. I'm scribbling up and down, little V's, but I'm lightly touching the paper, and that still looks in the same direction as what this fur is that I've been doing the flick flick. I'm coming to the 70. Over the top again, and just light flicks. Now I'm only going very light. And again, overlapping and coming up again. And each time I twist the pencil and land, you'll notice it does a sharper point. It shows more. But then as it starts blunting, it fades off again. and turn the pencil, and I've got a sharp one again, look, and then it'll fade off. But if you don't keep turning your pencil, then you get blunt and you'll not get defined fur strokes. It'll blur into each other. Come in with 69, and I want to keep this area light because this is the foremost. So I'm going to start further up and I'm blending in again. Light strokes. Up a bit more, overlap, and light strokes. Up a bit more and just fill the gap. A slight scribble just across there, and then I'll come with 68. I don't want to touch that or that, I want to come here, so I'm starting there, light strokes. And then I'm coming with lightest again, and I'm going to blend it all in. Still just doing light strokes. And now you ain't got a jagged colour change on that here. But you can still see the highlight in that area because that is facing you, and then the ear gradually bends away from you across the top, so that's where the gradient goes. So now I'm coming off that bit, but I'm coming towards me instead. Still light. I'm not putting any pressure on the pencil. And it's blending in with bottom of ear. And I'll just go to here and leave it there, and then I'm coming halfway at that line there and joining it down. And this is where you start bending it in towards the nose. Because the general fur lays from the nose, it'll come down that way, but it'll also come on that path up there. And as you come in that path in that area, you're laying the fur that way, and you're also bringing it that way, because you can tell with the picture, look, that it's coming off the side of the face there. And so you don't end up in harsh line between that line and that line. You blend it together as you're coming down. So I'm coming on them strokes down, but I'm also going to bring that in. And then I'm going to take that back, and it gets rid of that line. And then I'm going to come on that one. And again, I'm going to bring it that way. And then I'm coming down that one. And that way. And each stroke is overlapping the one I've done previous. Take that back up into that. And if I leave the face off like that and build the colour up, and come in with 70, and I'm going to come into the ear just round there because that's going to be darker, so I'm doing lines close together, but as I come over here I'm going to spread them out a little bit, because the face is where you notice the fur strokes more than what you notice on the ear. I'm doing the same as before, straight across them, sideways down them, straight across them, excuse me, down that one, and I'm coming with 69. I'm going to start at the mouth this time, not the ear, and for that reason is because we're bending round this, round the front of the face, so you're going to have more dark here going into the sides, and I'm still only doing tiny strokes, light pressure, and then I'm leaving that highlight, so I'll do the sides, and then I'm going to come with 68, and I want to bring the shadow from the ear to the highlight and not touch the highlight. So I've got the dark, it's a shade darker than what I've got at the front to the back, and this time I'm slightly curving out of the ear and flicking it towards the centre. I'm trying very hard not to press too hard, but after a while my hand has a mind of its own because the muscles cramp up. So you'll probably find this easier than where I'm doing at the minute. I'm going to leave the highlight, deepen the shadow at the back where it curls into the ear. And then I'm coming with the light again, and I'm going to bridge the gap. This time with medium pressure. Right, that's looking alright. Now I want to deepen the shadows now, so I'm only using 2 pencils. I'm using 68 for this area and 69 for this area, and I'm not touching the middle. So I'm going to come with 68 and I'm just doing tiny flicks in medium pressure, just to build up this back edge. Then I'm overlapping. And I want Same again, but with the 69. And deepen up the front. And get your shadow where you want it first. And then go it light one again and blend it in. I'm slightly overlapping the dark again, but I'm not coming to the middle, not yet. And I'm blending it on the opposite side into the ear. Same on the front, coming just off the edge and blending it up to there. Now it works best with the less waxy pencils, mainly because it layers better, and Prismas tend to spread out more. You can't get a true line, fur line. I'm trying to think of the right words to say. A defined line for fur you always get with the harder pencil, not the soft, very soft pencil. So such as your polychromos, your Erogitons, Castle Art, them sort of pencils you'll be able to do fur with. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still do fur with Prismas, but it won't look as defined. Thank you, Tracy. Hi, Robin. I didn't see you coming, sweetie. I've been carried away with my fur. I don't know about the Crayola ones, Tracy, because I've never used Crayola. But if the slightly harder pencil, then yes. And thank you, Kenny. Is there any questions I've missed, Kenny? Right, coming with the lighter one while I'm waiting. And I'm just going to start bringing colour from just behind his ear. No, all's good. Okay, thank you, Kenny. So I'm just doing light strokes again, hardly touching the paper. And I'm not bunching the lines up, I'm just going random and covering the rest of the face. And then I'm coming with 70. I'm coming from behind the ear again. Light pressure still. The lines will be closer together over the other side of the head because that's where it's going to be casting shadow again. And wider in the middle. blend it into the side of that where I ended, because I don't want an harsh line. And then I want more shadow down this edge, so I'm doing the lines closer together again. And then I'm coming with 69, and again back of the head, and I'm curling it round as I'm coming round to front of this ear. Doing a slight arc now, following shape at top of head. On the sides it's straight, you're just doing an arc like that, but as you're doing the top of the head it comes more pronounced because you've got a bump on top of the head. Even an animal, all that, mammals has got a shape on top of the head, so I'm coming in that shape. And I'm still only lightly touching. And I'm going to bring it down and darken that edge. And get straighter lines on the nose. Meet what I've already put down. And then I'm coming with 70. No, it didn't, I lied, it's 68. And I'm starting at the back. And some of these are crisscrossing. I'm not going in the same direction. That emphasises more the shape of the top of the head. And then bringing it down the side. I'm going to go to lightest, which is 116. And I'm going to come in this gap to this gap, and I'm bridging what I've done to what I've not done. I'm just going in straight lines. And each time I move up, I'm still overlapping. And that's it for colour. And now I'm coming with white, and I'm just smoothing it all out. Look, I'm still not going in little tight colouring circles. I'm just going an up and down scribble, and that what that does, it smooths out the brown, and it also fills the gaps that you've not done. And put some white highlights on his head. And that's how I do fur with pastels, and it's worked with pencil. Hi Cassandra, welcome. Yeah, Kenny, it's exactly the same for doing hair on people. When you close up, you'll think, well, I've got all gaps showing, and that's normal. That's why we put a base down first and did the base of grey. It shows up the lowlights and the highlights of the fur, and because you've got them gaps, it accentuates it and makes it look like fur. If you do a flat colour, let me pick that one. If you do a flat colour and you're colouring like that, then you don't get your tones. You just get that one colour. And if you go with another colour over it, and you do the same again, all you're doing is changing that colour. You're not getting the fur strokes. You're not showing the definition. So that's why I say act as though you're stroking an animal, and you're just following where the fur goes. And you're leaving gaps. You're deliberately leaving gaps because your next colour fills the gaps. Some goes over the top of the stroke, deepening that colour, and some go in the gap, making its own colour. I'm coming on a bend now because his arm's bent. Get next colour, which is 69, I think. I keep mixing them up in my hand. It's not 69, it's that one. It is 70. And this time where it falls, sometimes it hits one colour I've done, and the next stroke can go in the gap, and you get a different shade. And I'm overlapping again, and coming down a bit further. And as I come round to the elbow, I'm curling, ready for coming in other direction. Then next colour, which is 69, and again I'm not going to touch this where I've shown you what happens when you do flat colour. I'm going to take it off the edge. And I'm going opposite way in his elbow up to meet it. And I'm coming down this side and join that. Now this colour, I'm going to stop when I get to there, because I want an highlight in that area. So I'm only bringing this colour to there. And then I want the darkest, which is 68, and I'm only going off the back edge here, joining it light into that so it blends in. And down a bit more. Down a bit more. And keep stopping and looking at it and seeing where you need darker shading and where you need to leave light. And where you leave light, you come in with your lightest and you blend it in off the dark into the light. I have tried doing fur with just 3 colours and I can't get the definition that I get when I get with pastels, so that's why I've chose 5 colours. Come with the white and fill it in, and it smooths it out a bit. And check it again, make sure you've got your highlight where you want it, and then come with your darkest and make your shadow darker. That would be back at arm. And under elbow. In that crease. And up a little bit, but not much, because you've still got light showing on that bit. Oh, thank you. I don't want grey. I don't know what I'm still holding grey for. I want white and just blend it off again, but not going over the top of it because I don't want to get rid of my shade. I just want to take that harsh line out. That's it. That white's breaking, so I'll pull that out and sharpen it again. Some pencils are fine, you never need to sharpen, and then there's others that just keep snapping below line. You can feel it rocking in pencil. That's not sharp enough. There we go. That's sturdy this time. Right, now I'm gonna come off of this edge where I've put the fur down, and I'm changing direction now, and it's coming more at an angle towards his hand or her hand. I don't know if it's male or female. I think this pencil's getting ready for sharpening, so I'll quickly do that. I'm using Castle Art pencils, Loretta, and thank you for coming. That's that. Give that a bit of a point again. May as well while I've got sharpener here. Now I don't know why this gentleman's drawn his mice with such long fur, because to me they look like rats, not mice. But each to his own, I suppose. I've got the lightest one still, and I'm doing very light touch. Trying not to get it on his fingers. Next line down I'm overlapping. Next line down, overlap again. I'm not putting the lines together either, I'm still spreading them out. Fill under there. And come with next colour, which is that one, 70. And again I'm coming off this edge, light touch, some hit on top, some go in the gap. Leaving highlight there this time, coming under and start front back, work forward, it's easier for me. Next colour, which is 69. I'll start down here now, because this wants to be quite dark. So I'm going over the top and fill in the gap. In there. Just under there. And I'm coming up here and taking it in that triangle. Just a little bit under his scarf. And then that gap for his finger there, a bit of shadow there. And then I'm coming with next colour, which is 68. It's the darkest one I've got, and I'm deepening shadow under his arm. I'm still leaving gaps, I'm not putting the lines together in the finger. in that finger and in that triangle. Take it light across to the scarf and then just bring it under the scarf in short little light strokes. And I'm going to look and see where my shading needs to be more, and I'm going to go over again. So I'm coming down here, medium pressure this time. I'm going to slow it down so you can see where I'm going. I'm leaving quite a gap in between the lines, but I'm bringing the pressure on. So it's bringing darker fur where I need it. And then I'm coming in this triangle and I'm going upwards this time, not down. Oops, didn't want to do that. And I'm darkening just that edge, not the whole triangle. And off his thumb. That's that bit. And darken just in the finger and in that finger. And I'm coming opposite side and I'm darkening that as well. A bit more, it's not quite dark enough. There we go. And then I'm coming with the next darkest again, which is 69. And I'm going to take it off this dark triangle I've done in this area, just above it, and I'm going up to that shoulder, and that should deepen that crease between the shoulder and the arm. That's it. And then I'm coming just under the scarf. And that puts red tone just where I want it. And then I'm going to darken over the top of that, so I could put a red tone over the top of the brown and deepen that corner. And I'm coming down below, but I'm overlapping again, so I'm going in between the gap, starting there, and then I'm bringing it down. Still medium pressure. And then I'm coming in between again and bringing it down. And then I'm coming over here because I'm going to leave that again for next colour. And I'm joining this into what I've already done. So I'm going over it and flicking down. That's that. Just deepen under there, scribble a bit. And I've got, and come with next colour, which is 70. And again, I'm coming off what I've done because it'll keep deepening that colour. and I'm coming across. That puts red tone back into the fur again. I'm going to take it over the under the arm as well, because I want some red highlights in this dark. There we go, that's that. And then I'm going to come with lightest again, which is 116, and I'm coming in front bottom into the dark, blend it in. I also want to blend this corner as well, so I'm coming off it and up his shoulder, just with a light touch. And could blend that shoulder in better as well. Now to start on other arm. Again, light, very light, and random strokes. I'm working at an angle I don't usually work at now, so it's going to take me just slightly longer. It's 70, just off here, put some red in. Come across a bit, fill that, follow up them strands up there, and fill that just there. And down them strands. Then next one, 69. And again, I'm coming there, but I'm ending just before middle. This is putting shadow where I want it. Then I'm coming with 68, which is the darkest, and I'm doing a third. Also going to shadow just round where his hand's curling over. Very light. And go back up the colours again. I want 70. Just coming off of that to put red back in. Off that one. Medium pressure. That's 69. Just to deepen that edge. Just that bit there. and just under there. Then I'm going with the light and I'm going to bridge the gap. With the white and blend it. And I'll look up at chat again in a second. Just blend that edge so it softens it a bit. And that one. And then if you look at it as an owl and see if there's any areas that need any help, which I can see straight away, it's not dark enough between his ears. So I'm going to come back there with the darkest and just deepen that edge. Then take the red over it to blend it in. There we go, that's that one. And then the snout is looking a bit harsh, so I'm going to come with the red. It don't want to be any darker, but it wants blending off this edge. So I'm just going to come in with the red and blend that out a little bit. Make it a bit more random. And stop and have a look where I need to change anything when the camera catches up. No, that's alright there. I just need to take it down into these wispy bits. And under this ear, deepen that a bit more. Follow that one strand just there. Right, I want my mid-tone now, which was 69. Yep. And I'm going to lightly come off that one. Just blend it in a bit more. Enough for that one. I'll stop and have a look again, make sure it's not too harsh. And I keep checking the camera rather than relying on my eyes, because I get a truer picture through the camera. The camera shows me what it looks like in 3D. That's alright for that bit now. Just want to go around this nose a bit. Just deepen that edge. I'm doing a very light scribble. Little V's across the top of the nose. And that'll blend it in more. Then go with light colour off it and just take that line down. Blend it into the edge of that one. And I want the light off of that as well to blend that. There's no harm in keep tinkering, keep stopping, have a look, see what needs to change and do a bit more. There's no rush to the finish line. You don't get a prize, I'm afraid. So take your time and enjoy it and build it up to how you want it. I've took a bit more red in that shadow across his ear. I want a little bit just down here on this crease. And blend it in with light again, just so you ain't got an harsh edge. Keep stopping, have a look. Thank you, Tracy. Right, now this curve in his ear, I want a bit more red in it because it's got a too browner line, and I also want to deepen up where it bends over the top of his ear. So I'm taking 70, which is the red, and I'm lightly coming in that brown just to tone it down a bit. I don't want to take the shadow away, but I want it to blend in with the rest of the fur. So by going over the top of it, I'm also creating an highlight in the shadow, if that makes sense. The brown made it look too dull, the red brightens it up. And I'm going to do the same over the back on this edge. Keep stopping, have a look. No courses, Tracy. And thank you, Kimmy. Right, that's building up a nice shadow, but it needs to be a bit more. So I'm going to change to 69, which is slightly darker, and just bring it in. And across the back. That's better. I'll take the light again and blend it down so it's not so harsh. Bye, Kimmy. Have a good evening, day, whatever it is at your end. Thank you, Tracy. But it's looking at real pictures of real animals, if you stare at them long enough, you learn where the light is, where the dark is, and where your mid-tone is. And as you practice copying from pictures, it sticks with you. That's what I thought. I thought you were over at Pond, Kimmy. It's 8 o'clock at night here in UK. What do you want, Alex?
I was wondering if you thought we'd make a pizza.
I can when I've done streaming. Have we got any pizza? I don't think there's any left. Go and have a look in the freezer. I'm sure you've had them all. Right, I'm back. Right, so looking at his face now, you can see exactly where the light's hitting the front of his head. You can see the shadow round where his muzzle changes shape from being pointy to going round his cheeks. And you can see shadow on top of his nose. Enjoy the rest of your day then, Kimmy. You can also see where his head starts flattening out again between his ears, so that's where the shadow gets deeper again. And he's not a 2D image anymore, he's now 3D and coming off the page. I'm going to take some peach into his ear so we can finish off his look, because he looks half dressed at the minute. So I'm doing a light coat of peach. And just fill that area. He's got big tabs. Where he's shaded, I want to come in with some brown. So I'm going to go for the middle tone, which was 69. And I'm just going to deepen this shading. I'm not going in little round circles either, I'm just scribbling lines, and if there's gaps it'll just look like he's got bits of fur in his ear. So I'm not being precise. I'll just deepen that up. I want the darkest one just down here. I'll deepen that a bit more, and then his ear will look rounded. It'll look like it's got an hole that goes down into his head and not just a flat piece that's stuck on the side of his head. So as that deepens that shadow, it forms the shape more. I'm just going to take a little bit under that ridge to show that his ear is curled over. And take a bit of the light just off of that into the pink, beige, whatever colour it were. Apricot. I wish they'd put names on them. Bye, Crowler. Have a good day, evening. I've come back with the peach now, and I'm just taking it and blending that edge of that brown I've done. There we go. And then I'm gonna put a coat over his fingers. I'm gonna, it'll sound a bit unconventional, but I'm gonna go with the light brown just where the crease of the shading is. And I think I best go and start the top of the cooker because Alex seems to be having trouble starting it, so I'll be back in a second. Have you done it? Yeah? Oh, right, I'm back. Right, I'm just deepening the shadow with this light brown. Just down edge of fingers and across where that crease is and under that crease, and then just down back and going into the fur. I'm going to do that bit too. I'm going to do that crease there and across there and round that one and then down the thumb, and then I'm going to come over it with the peach again just to blend it in. But I'm not doing the knuckle because I want the highlight to stay on the knuckle. Like that. And then same with his other hand. Thank you, Kenny. Cover it all in peach, just with a light coat. So smooth on this paper, it just glides. Take the brown again in that gap there and that little triangle, just on that line there, over top at knuckle and in that gap there and down back at finger. Then I'm coming behind this knuckle and down this edge at finger. And then go over with peach, but I'm not doing the knuckle again. Just doing either side on it, just to blend that brown. And then we'll have a look. And I want a bit more shading just where his fingers hit his hand here. So I'm going to go with a bit of brown just across that. And blend it with peach. There we go. Well, that's one mouse. Definitely male, I'd say. Thank you, Cassandra. Right. So, may as well do stick while I've got browns in my hand. And do a light coat again. just scribble colour on. Doesn't have to be neat because we're doing a stick. It's not exactly smooth, it's not one colour, so I'm just scribbling it on. There we go. And then I'll come with next colour, and I'm going to go just down the sides and over the crease and under his hand and over his top of his hand. I'm doing that bit, and each time I find a dark line, I'm going over it. And down the sides. Again, I'm not being particularly neat. The last colour I put down will be the light one again, and that'll blend it all in together. Crease there, forgot about him. Right, and then I'm coming with the dark one. I'm only using 3 colours this time. I'm going across that I did under his hand and down this side. This side and across his hand, just under that bend, up this bit, and then I'm doing in this crease here, that one, over that one, and just in that corner there. And then I'm going to come with the light one all over. Just blend it out like that. I think somebody's stuck more sticks in. There seems to be more now. There we go. I want it just a bit darker on that edge. Because it bends in on that bit of wood. Same down that bit. And again, it's just a case of keep looking where you need to deepen your shadows. The darker the shadow, the more your highlight will show up. So don't be afraid to add colour. And keep stopping and having a look where you need to put more shadow. That's it. Hi Q, welcome. Bye Tracy, have a good evening. Just going to deepen that a bit more where it's overlapping that other bit of wood. There we go. And if you want the wood to stand out a bit more, if you go over all of it with a yellow, if I can find a good yellow, that one, where you've got your highlights, it'll change it to a gold tone and it'll highlight it more. Yellow's brilliant with brown. And that's made it more 3D now. There we go. Thank you, Q. Just this scarf to do then. So, what should we do? Blues or greens, do I think? I think we'll go greens for a change. I tend to always gravitate to blues. I'll try them 3 colours. I've got a mixture here. I've got a very light grass green. That one looks like it won't go with that, but trust me it will. And then I've got a lime. So I'm going to go with light one and get a coat all over. Just a light coat. And then I'm going with this one, and I'm going in the dark shadow off that crease, down that shadow, under there, and take it down a little bit, under that shadow, and take it down a little bit. And I'm coming on that dark edge there and on that dark edge there. And then I want some small bits just coming under his fur without changing colour of his fur. And down that section, in that crease, and down that bit. I want some down that bit because it looks like it's got a bit that's just going down back of there. I thought that were wall, but it isn't, it's a cape. Take that there, bring light back. I want that bit there as well. Now, I can't tell if that's brick or whether that comes higher, so I'm going to leave it as brick. And this is where you think, well, this is a different green altogether. But if you take it and blend it between the two, it makes a richer shadow. And it just changes it slightly. Take some down that bit. Enough of that bit. And that back edge where it comes over the back of his arm. Doing it with just that one. And then I'm going to come with lightest again and blend it all together. There we go. And that's one cape. Just darken a little bit there. I can see a bit showing under his fur. Darken that a bit more. Can't see any other bits I've missed. Just deepen that crease there. And that one there. Just under that edge. There we go. Thank you, Kenny and Connie. Makes a change from me picking blue. It seems to match him. Now to what to do for stone. Because usually I dive in for ink tents now and do mossy stone, but I'm wanting to practice with these pencils more. So grab me green grey and them greys. That one. And that one. Right, try these. Light coated grey. It's the very light colour out of a selection I've just got. It's got a slight blue tinge to it, so I'm picking that one for the lightest, and I'm just putting a light coat on. I might not use all these colours, but I've grabbed an handful just to see how it goes. Thank you, Vicky. And hello. I've got the laptop at side of me now, Kenny, and tomorrow my new screen's coming, so that'll be on the back edge, and then I can have chat on one screen and the picture on the other screen, so that'll make it a lot easier for me.
Mom,
Yeah,
we're gonna go shop and get some more pop.
okay.
Love you.
Love you too. Be careful.
Alright.
Is Liam going with you?
Yeah, he is.
Right. Has anybody got any questions that for me? Because I might have missed them because chat's moved on quite quickly again. Getting a bit darker there because I'm coming over. I've got my hand on crease at book, and I don't know why, but the crease of the book always seems to put pressure on my hand, and then I get my colour too deep. And I'm just putting a very light coat of grey down. Careful in that bit, I don't want to change colour of my wood. Fill that bit. Oh, thank you, Kenny. I'm glad you've come out to lurking, Vicky. And thank you very much. Right, I think that's enough grey on there. I'm going to come now with this. I've got a green grey, and it's got a broken end, so I'm going to have to sharpen that. Oh, sorry, hitting camera. So I'm going to just give this a sharpen. There we go. And where he's got the dark edges and the dots, I'm just lightly going to coat over that. Just in a little scribble motion. Thank you, Shannon. Lot of wood hanging off there, distracting me. Just cover all that shading. Not being particularly neat either. Okay, Kenny. Right, that section. I want a bit of shading just round where these darker dots are. Don't know where it'll look like, but I'm just going with it. Around that one as well. Right. Oh, don't drop them. Right, I'm coming with the blue-grey now. It's just slightly darker than the first one I put down. And I'm just going close to the mouse and the wood. And deepen that up a little bit. Little circular motions. And then I'll go near wood, put some down there as well. Is somebody supposed to be streaming, Kenny? Because everybody seems to have disappeared. I noticed Sky weren't on, so that's why I decided to come on. And so far I haven't had a notification to say anybody else has come on either. Unless it's a case of YouTube not notifying me again. Just want some shading in that gap there. And that bit. Did I get a drink? No. Thought he'd made me a drink. Just in that gap there. Around there. Well, chat seems to have slowed down. Have I lost some people? Hi Alex, welcome. Just deepen them up a little bit. And edge of that one. You're still here, are you, Cassandra? Thank you. What's the matter, Oliver? Bit of shading in these ones. Right. Can we that one now? Just deepen them a bit. Hi Rochelle, welcome. Oh, that's good then, Kenny. I thought I'd scared everybody off. Just deepen that edge there. Deepen that bit. Can't wait till my new screen comes tomorrow. I'm like a kid at Christmas. Oh, really? You're not having any problems with him, are you, Rochelle? If you are, block him. It starts off nice, all nice questions, and then it turns nasty, so be very careful. I thought you were going shop.
I am just waiting for Liam.
Make me a coffee while you're waiting for him, please.
He says to make.
Oh, he's ready now. I'll have one when you come back.
Shall I use your card? Paul?
Yeah. Yes, Liam. I think he does them. He wants attention. And Teddy's thought it's too hot in house. He's still out in studio. Make that one look a bit darker. Right, now I'll go with me green again and blend this edge. Just basically trying to show that it's not a flat stone. Whether it's working, I don't know. I'll see when we go with light colour again to blend it. I'm just trying to make it look as though it's more 3D. Thank you. Just deepen that bit round there. That one. Well, starting to look like pebbles. Thank you, Alex. It's a shame you missed how I did the mouse, though. You'll have to watch it from beginning. Just deepen that up a bit. Right. Come with lightest again. I don't think I'll bother with other colours. And just blend the edges. Not exactly light enough. I think I'll come with this one. That's better. You can't really see anything, but it is there. You've sent money by PayPal to where? Something you've bought? New book? Thank you, Rochelle. I'm a bit out of my comfort zone using just pencil. And boy, don't my arm know about it. I don't think I'll be picking just pencil up for a while. I've been challenging myself with different things all week, so I can get more practice out of everything I've got, because I've got everything from pencils to paint, and a lot of times stuff don't come out. Oh dear. You back? When it stops swirling on my computer, it's on phone but not on computer for some reason. There I am, I'm live again. Yay, I'm back. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Hope we're not getting bad weather in again. Right, what colour were I using before I had to stop? That one, weren't it? Right, I want some more definition around them stones. They're not standing out enough. Yep, I'm back. I don't know what happened, Connie. Like I say, I hope I'm not getting bad weather in again. I've had enough rain to last a lifetime. I know plants need it, but my knees don't. That's deepened that crack up. Just go round all others again. Oh, thank you, Kenny. The rain has done wonders for plants, for fruits and that, but unfortunately it's brought a lot of weeds up as well. But where we are, we do get a lot of dandelions, but we also get wildflowers. So a lot of our weeds are actually wildflowers. So it looks quite pretty at the minute. But I'm getting overrun with nettles, so number 2 son's got to come and trim it all down for me. I've moved one of the trees today, this morning. Well, I say tree, it comes up to my waist, so it's not a big tree yet. So at 6:30 this morning, while it was still cool, I went and moved that one to its new home. Now that's a lot better. That's standing out now. Right. That one. I'll give all fruit trees lots of food and water this morning, so they don't need doing again for another 2 weeks. Cherries are starting to go red now. Not be long before we're picking them. The only thing that's failed this year so far is the pears. It's not flowered, so it's not germinated and it's not grown pears. think it's because of all the rain we've had, because they don't tend to like as much water as what the apples and the cherries do. Thank you, Connie. And my next job is to get studio tidied out. It's full of all my felting and weaving stuff at the minute. I want to get it all cleaned out so I can make a second colouring area, so I'm not stuck in bungalow all day long. I can go out to the studio instead. Just at the minute I can't move for fleece, there's fleece everywhere, so it needs sorting. You seen my little studio on them photos, the one with all the windows in the side, that's at side at Cherry Tree. That's my little studio. It'll need a fresh paint and all. It's not been done for 2 years. I've got plenty to do, I just haven't got the energy to do it. Can I have a coffee please, Liam? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll boil you some water.
I want coffee in it. With the many round at the shop?
No.
Where do you go, garage or shop?
Garage.
Oh. And what did Liz con you into getting?
Drink. Same as Dad.
Right. You'll have to turn your fan off so that Esme comes in. Liam.
Yeah, no, so Les can come in.
Yeah, she's terrified on it. I don't know why.
She'll still not come in while Les is in there.
Well, no, but Les will be going through tears soon. What's that look like? Oh, that looks better. Looks like old stone now. Take that one, try that one. Deepen up that edge a bit. Bring it to a mid-tone if I can. Most of these greys seem to be very close in tone. They're not. It's not a big jump like there is with browns. So it's a case of going through them till you find right tone. Thank you muchly. Thought I could smell sandwich. What you got? Salad?
Ham and cheese.
No. That's better. Oh, I do likes that. Let's blend that edge off a bit. Around these a bit. Make them look like little divots in stone. I don't know if you can see them very well because they're only small. I'm putting a shadow around them just because of how dark the dots are. I'm doing a green tinge around them, green grey, so it looks like there's light starting to come up and the darkest bit is in an owl. Makes it look like little pock marks on the stone. We get a lot of stone like this round here. Thank you, Judy. I'm not a show off, Judy. Not at all. I'm just good at faking it. Right. I don't think there's anything else it needs doing. I think that's it. So what do we think to his little mouse? Does he look handsome? We've been on 2.5 hours. It don't seem like 2.5 hours. Is everybody off colouring? He does, he looks like Gandalf, doesn't he? I should have really done him grey. Thank you, Kenny. I'm happy with him. I'm happy how he's come out. I'll have to practice a bit more with pencils. Get away from pastels a bit. Don't end stream yet. I don't know if anybody else is streaming. I think Sean's streaming at 9, isn't he? Don't want him thinking I've jumped on and knocked him off. He's not come up yet though. Is Vicky live? Or has she uploaded a video? No, there's no sign of Sean on. Thank you, Connie. He could go at game of run for his money, couldn't he? Right, I'll do a grey one then, and then we'll call it a day. Let me move these greens out of the way. I don't want a grey-green mouse. Oh, she's just uploaded, has she? Right. Right, so I'll bring him across then. Sean is on. Right, I hadn't had a notification. So, is everybody going across to Sean then? Because we don't want to upset him, do we? And I can do a grey mouse next time. A blue mouse would be different. Or green. Okay, I'll carry on then if you want me to. Right. If I get thumbs down, it's your fault. I'm going with a light grit. I best sharpen them because they're not sharp enough. Hang on. That's one. Need a bit of a point on that one. That one's fine. And that one's fine. That needs a little bit more point. Right. There we go. Have a sip of my coffee. Right, come with lightest. Now this is not going to show any colour to start off with, but believe me, there's colour going on it. Okay? So I'm coming with him, and I'm right at the end of the pencil, and I'm going to put a base coat of grey. In little circles. And keep turning it so it stays sharp. And just scribble colour down. And it's just something to work off. Cannot show very well at the minute. I'm going to start fanning and coming out like that. Put the base coat down in the direction that I want the fur. Just down that edge there. And his arms. And that bit. And I'm only scribbling colour down, I'm not being particularly careful. Covered all on him. Right. And then I'm coming with the next toner across, which is a 67, and this is where I'm going to start flicking, and I'm going very light. And I'm just flicking up and feathering it round shape her ear. Because his ear is now bending that way, like that, where this one was straight that way, so I'm flicking, going that way to the right, and then I'm coming halfway up, not up here, halfway up what I've already done, and doing again. If it lands on one I've already done, it'll deepen the colour. If it goes in a gap, then it'll be same as what the base is. And I'm just lightly flicking again. And again from the middle. And bring it up a bit more. And I'm going to carry on till I get to the top with this colour. Keep repeating. Now I've got halfway, I'm curling to the left because his ears changed direction. Just fill that top bit. And if I do an ear at a time, then you'll see how I do the colour. Where's that one? That one is 118. I'm coming near the base again, and I'm still doing light, and I'm still doing random, but it's bringing a little bit more colour in. Some are short and some are long. And keep twisting the pencil as I'm going. Now I want to preserve an highlight on this edge, so I'm not covering that bit. I'm starting here and bring it round. And then I'm coming with the next colour, which is a blue grey, and I'm starting here. I'm not starting here, I'm coming up here, and I'm deepening the colour up this bit. Still random strokes and still light pressure. And curl that round back there. And then a very dark one. I'm coming in this crease here. Oops. And I'm not breaking tip off. You didn't hear that. I'm just deepening the colour on that edge and not in the rest of it. And I'm coming to the very lightest again, and I'm going to blend over the top of all of it. And it doesn't matter that there's gaps or white showing through, because it will still look like a first strand, and it makes it more 3D. Thank you, Cassandra. Right, I want to deepen this back edge, so I'm coming in with the very dark again, which was this one. I'm going to put a few more strands in over the top of what I've already done and bring it a bit higher. Just some very short ones to blend it into the lighter area, and then take it round here. And that's deepened that back edge. And now this curl here I want to deepen as well. So I'm coming out of the corner into the ear. I want this curl of this corner deepening, and the shadow under it. And keep stopping, have a look, see where you need to change, where you need to add more shadow. And that wants to come down a bit more, so I'm going to bring it round there. Medium one, blend it off of that. Going with medium pressure this time. I'm going to bring this down this gap so it makes the crease for his head. Blend it off this corner. And again, doing touch, touch, lift. And dragging it off the paper. Medium colour. I'm going over that again and coming higher. Off that and bring it lower. Need to touch that and take it off bottom area. The Castle Art pencils, Rochelle, I like them because they got a harder core. They're still the soft series, but they've got an harder core than Prismas, so you get a finer line. With Prismas, I find that it mushes into the paper too much and you can't get a fine detail line out of them. So I prefer an harder pencil. These ORTs are what I've got. I'd love to practice with polys, but unfortunately I ain't got them. But when I do, then I'll be able to practice what they're like for fur. Because the one thing that gets on my nerves, I don't know about you, but I can't stand the shine it gives off with the wax. As soon as light hits it, it's reflecting back at you. So I'd love to try what polys are like. I want my extremely light one and just blend it out again. Where with the brown I did the blending with the white, this time I'm doing the blending with the extremely light grey. There we go. That's colour of that. So I want the medium one again. No, I haven't seen him. I've not seen him in any chats either. Isn't he streaming at minute? Somebody said he were on, but I hadn't had a notification. It will, Shannon. Take your time and just practice. If you get close up to these, it looks like I've scribbled. Let me see if I can get it to camera without it going blurry. And just wait for it to catch up on my computer. Colour with canvas. Right, up a bit. If you look close, you can see that it looks like it's been scribbled. And that's what fur looks like. You're not aiming to cover every inch of the paper. And that's what I'm aiming for with the grey. I wonder why I haven't had a notification then, Connie. YouTube playing up again. Colour with canvas, Kenny. You got a notification? I'll have to go and ring bell again then. Right. So I hope he don't think I've jumped on and being rude then, because I'm not. I just didn't know. I didn't think you were on because I'd not had a notification. The last thing I want is people to think that I'm rude when I'm not. Radiating the fur now. I'm not staying in one direction. As you can see, I'm feathering round. And I'm curling slightly. I'm coming here and curling over like that so I can shape his head. Oh, okay. I'll finish this mouse and then we'll call it a day. And then everybody can go and see rest of Sean's. Right, can you see the pattern I've done? I started this way and then I've come over the top of his head and I've feathered out in like a fan. If you think of one of them fans you cool yourself down with, I've come in that pattern across and round, and then I've come and joined his nose again on the opposite side going that way, and I've left this as an highlight because that's where his light's going to be. And come with next colour along, and I'm starting just under his nose again, medium pressure, and then I'm going to come in the gaps and feather it round. This is just making the pattern in that one area so I know where I'm going. I'm mapping it out, just that pattern, and then I'm going to come off the ear and flick it into that pattern like that. Short bursts. And I'm going to come off this ear, same, and just little tiny bursts of colour, because most of that colour is going to be behind, not in front, so I only want a small bit of this. Same down here at the base, and take it up, and I'm curling it into the edges that's feathered off his face. I'll come with next colour, which is 66, and again I'm going to make this the shadow off her ear, short bursts. Off that edge. I want a light touch just at the back of his head again. Just to fill that light in. Paper's bouncing up and down all over the place. That's better. And that's filling my colour in at the back of the head. And just follow it back down here so it blends in. And it sounds like there's a cat snoring near me somewhere. No, there is. Thought I were hearing things. Bringing that just into the centre a bit more. At the same time it's deepening that back colour. There we go. And then I want some small bits just off at back at nose, just to break that highlight up. So I'm just going to run that in that area there. Come with lightest and bring that to middle. And just blend it in. Take it off that edge and blend it up that way. Right, now I ain't got enough shadow where I want it, so I'm going to have to go in with dark again. This cat sounds like he snores as deep as a dog, Shannon. And coffee's gone gold quick. Right. Darkening. That's what we're doing, weren't I? I'm just going to scribble a bit just in there to deepen that shadow. And down that bit. And opposite side on here, just to make it look a bit deeper. That's better. Now medium to blend it out again. Nose. Just under eye, deepen that. It does, Kenny. I rely on it a lot. His nose is going too pointed though, so I need to round it out a bit more. Just round it round that way. It must have a pointy nose anyway, it must be how it's drawn, because it's not taking it off. Right, medium, that one. Just that way a bit. Take it off there. Sharpen this again, it's getting a bit blunt. That's better. And see how I'm getting a finer point now, where before it were just smushing the colour together. Change direction again, coming over the top of here, so the fur will curl in the direction it's going. Down that edge. This one. Just deepen that triangle up. Take it up that way. Let's have a look. Back edge. A bit darker in this triangle. Up that edge. That's better. A little bit up there. Just bring it down there a bit. They're muggled up now, they've moved round. That one. Bring mid-tone in a minute. You're welcome, Q. As you spread out, you'll find more. We all interlink together. Just going to deepen this edge coming off this here. Right, my very lightest, and blend it in again. There we go. Now is a light grey, because I don't possess an heavy hand at the second, unless I go in with black, because my hand will not press down. So it's a light grey mouse. Come with some dark off this section. And down the side. Oops, I've got it on his sword. Good job of that, it's going to be great. Take it down this bottom bit. I want the next one. Good job he's got short arms. I want me light one. That's too light. What next one? And just blend it off. Whoops, that were a bit hard. Didn't want to do that. Right, darkest. Getting dark in this corner now, I can't see what's what. That's it, that's the one. Take that across there and across that bit. It does look like he's playing pool, doesn't it? That's where I thought when I saw it, when I was doing flip through. Which I still haven't uploaded yet. Well, she don't know if she's snoring or dreaming at the minute. I don't know if you can hear her. Right. Well, that needs to be darker. Take that down, that one. I'd have to bring a bit of black in it because it's not getting dark enough under his cape. There we go. Better. Blend it off. Better. Right. Now, in with medium at sides here. Down that side. Thought camera had stalled again then. Something to stop moving. That one. Blend it onto the light area. That preserves the highlight. Right, do I need to darken any? Darken that edge. And down that bit. That bit there. You can see how much I use my black. It's about disappeared. I'm going to have to sharpen it again, so it'll end up going down a bit more now. It only just fits in my sharpener, look. My little dude. Right. Just gonna bring a couple of darkens, but not close together and not all the same length. Just to give him a bit of variety. Bye, Connie. Take care, sweetie. And I'll talk to you soon. Shade that down the side of his head. There we go. That's better. There's more shading now. Apart from pink on his hands and his ears, that's about it for today. Starting to go a bit boz-eyed. Don't forget his feet. That's it. Let's deepen edge of his ears. There we go, that little guy's done now, apart from his cape and his leaves, but I'll do that probably in another stream. I'll finish him off and do other two mice on bottom. Thank you, Shannon. I just about to switch off on my phone. I've not got my charger. It hasn't lasted long. Right. So I hope you've all enjoyed following along from start to finish on these two mice. You're welcome, Kenny. Cassandra. And thank you very much for sticking with me, and I'll see you again soon. Night, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye, Shannon. Bye, Kenny. Bye, Q.